Successful entrepreneurs think like this, and it's summed up with Michael Gerber's concept of the E-myth, and that's short for the entrepreneurial myth. And he categorizes entrepreneurs into three areas. The first area is people who are artists or technical people. They have a very specialized skill, and they're very creative. They're very specific in their skill set. The second is people who are leaders or people who know how to inspire people and get them into action and follow through. The third is people who are entrepreneurs. That's kind of funny, but even though we're all entrepreneurial, these are people who like to take risks. They're willing to kind of lose it all in the process of getting a high gain. And the risk isn't something that bothers them. It's actually exciting. So here's the interesting part about this is we're actually all three, but we have one or two areas where we are just naturally the best. So we have to figure out where we really are our best and show up as our highest and best self in that area and do that consistently. What a lot of people have done in the past and still try to do, but seems to not work very well in this business climate, is be all three. What people often do to succeed in business now is they team up with people. If they're not an artist, they hire an artist to work with them, or they find somebody who's an artist and they work with them very well. Some people are not pure entrepreneurs, so you want to hire somebody who's going to be able to come in and handle that part of the business. You need to have all three to really succeed and crush it in business. If you try to be all three, you're going to be a jack of all trades and master of none. You need to master one of these, maybe two, but not all three. You need to master just one and focus on your highest and best use. And that's how really successful business entrepreneurs succeed. If somebody's an artist and completely lacks in the other areas, what you need to do is find somebody to team up with who is an entrepreneur or who is a leader. And you combine forces, and that way you have a full team and all areas are covered. I've bumped into clients that have all three, and I find them to be really stressed out and not getting the results they really want to have. And I know in the long run, because I've seen this many times, you're going to get smoked because there's a team out there that has one person who is an artist or a technician, and then also there's a leader and an entrepreneur. And they just get better results. So don't do that to yourself. Figure out what your highest and best use is and focus on that. Develop your personal strengths there. A lot of business owners think they need to be all three, and that's intuitive. However, that's really not the best solution we found through research. We found that the people who get the best results in business, they really do use this formula. They have somebody who is the artist and the technician. They also have somebody who's the leader and somebody who's also the entrepreneur. And we combine forces and get the best results possible. Yes, I've definitely come across a couple of clients who think that they really are gifted in all three areas. The truth is, we all do have skills in all three areas. You probably wouldn't be in business if you didn't. It's just that the reality is we really are best at one, and there's a second best and a third best. So let's get a reality check. Not that you're not great, but you really are better at one thing than the other areas, and it just works. I mean, add it up, do the math. If you have a higher score in one area, go with that. I've had a client who I've had to talk out of trying to be all three. The truth is, he is just a total technician. He's really detail-oriented. He has a vision for what his company is, and he founded the company. So obviously it's his company, but he's trying to run the company as a CEO, and he just wasn't really that great at it. And it was stressing him out, and I had to help him understand that he really needs to focus on the creative part, the developing part of the company, and growing the company, but not try to lead all of the employees and make all the decisions. What he did is he hired other people to take on those roles and actually allowed them to do their job, and he kind of let go of some of the things that he was really holding on hard to, and he started getting a lot better results, not just in business, but in his life outside of business, like with his family and with his kids, and it just seemed like he had better results, and it seemed like he had sort of an ease about him after he started to do that more consistently. And I think he just ended up being a lot more happy and grounded in his life, and it just ended up being a good situation. There's definitely a parallel between this E-myth and flying an airplane. A lot of people think that a pilot flies an airplane. The truth is, it's the pilot It's the co-pilot. It's air traffic control also. There's also the ground personnel, the people who load the bags in, the people who fuel the planes, the mechanics, all the people that support, we're all on the same team. If you think that a pilot is going to fly an airplane successfully, you're kidding yourself. It's everybody. You have to have the whole team, and that way you're more complete and you're just more effective because everybody is living in their highest and best use and performing. It wouldn't make sense to have the mechanic fly the plane. That's just not his gift. His gift is figuring out how to make a sick airplane healthy or keep a healthy airplane healthy and happy, and it's just his highest and best use, and that makes sense. Obviously, it makes no sense having an air traffic controller doing maintenance on a plane. His gift and his training is obviously in managing airflow in an airspace area and not fixing an airplane. For a business to truly be successful, it needs to have specific people doing specific things. That's their real talent and their gift, and maybe their specific area of training. It just seems to work. The numbers prove it. There have been a lot of studies about this, and when we do this, it gets results. I'm glad you found the information in this video helpful. I have 20 more short, to-the-point videos that answer common questions that many entrepreneurs just like you ask me all the time when trying to figure out their next move. Right now, I'm making access to all of these videos absolutely free to you. All you need to do is visit www.powercurvecoaching.com/videos to take me up on my offer. Make things happen by taking action right now.